Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you thought about the nutrients inside your body? Not the calories, not your weight, but what's really feeding your strength, your balance, your clarity? Because here's the truth, most people don't hear until it's too late. Aging isn't just about getting older. It's about what the body starts missing, quietly, gradually, and often invisibly. That constant fatigue you feel? The little slips in memory, the occasional unsteadiness in your step. These may not just be signs of aging, they might be whispers of a deeper problem, hidden nutrient deficiencies. And today's episode is not about fear, it's about taking back control. We're diving into the silent gaps in your diet that can silently rob your independence, but also how they can be reversed with knowledge, care, and action. To guide us, we're honored to welcome back a living legend, Dr. Kenji Yamato. He's over 100 years old, still practicing medicine, still full of vitality, and perhaps more than anyone, he understands what truly supports long, meaningful life. So whether you're in your 60s or just starting to think ahead, this conversation could change how you age, how you eat, and how you feel in your own body. Let's begin. Let's talk about something most people overlook, especially as they get older. It's not a headline disease. It's not a dramatic diagnosis. It's quiet, slow, and for many, it feels like just getting older. But what if I told you that so many of the changes we blame on age, like fatigue, forgetfulness, even muscle loss, aren't actually signs of aging at all? They're signs of something else, nutritional deficiencies. Now, I'm not talking about starving or skipping meals. In fact, here's the scary part. You can be eating 3 full meals a day and still be malnourished on the inside. Here's why that happens. As we age, the body changes in ways we don't always feel, at least not right away. Stomach acid starts to decline. That means you absorb fewer vitamins from food, especially B12, iron, and magnesium. The chemical needed to absorb B12, called intrinsic factor, also drops. Sunlight doesn't trigger vitamin D production like it used to, and hormones that control how we store minerals start to shift. Add medications into the mix, like antacids, blood pressure pills, or diabetes drugs, and nutrient absorption gets worse. But most people don't know this, so they think they're doing okay. They eat sandwiches, pasta, maybe fruit, a little meat here and there. They feel full, but what's happening inside tells a very different story. Their brain might be starving. Their bones may be losing density. Their muscles could be shrinking, quietly, day by day. And it happens so gradually that most people don't even realize it. They just feel a little more tired. They forget where they put their keys. Their morning walks get shorter. Their knees hurt more after sitting. And because it's not sudden, they brush it off. It's just age, they say. Or, I'm just busy. Or, maybe the weather's changing. But let me be clear. Aging does not automatically mean decline. The body has an incredible ability to restore and rebuild if it gets what it needs. Here's what I want you to remember. Deficiencies are not random. They are predictable, measurable, and, if caught early, reversible. But if ignored, they quietly chip away at your foundation, your strength, your balance, your memory. By the time the signs become obvious, it's often much harder to reverse. Muscle tissue has weakened. Nerves have degenerated. Recovery takes longer, sometimes years, and in some cases, not at all. That's why prevention is everything.
In Japan, we have a simple principle in longevity medicine. Balance must be protected before imbalance appears. It means don't wait for the fire, nourish the soil. You don't need dozens of pills, you don't need a dramatic lifestyle overhaul, but you do need awareness. You need to know what your body is missing and give it back. Think of your health like a house. You don't notice the small cracks in the walls at first, but one day, the door won't close properly. Then the windows stick. Then the foundation starts to shift. By then, repairs are complicated, costly, sometimes irreversible. But if you spot the first crack and act, everything can be preserved. So here's a question I want you to ask yourself. Am I truly nourished on the inside? Not just fed, not just full, but truly supplied with the vitamins and minerals your cells need to repair, adapt, and protect. Because those little whispers of change, tiredness, brain fog, sore joints, might not be just aging after all. They might be your body asking for help. And the sooner we listen, the more we can restore. Sometimes faster than we ever thought possible.
Let's get honest about something that doesn't make headlines, but changes everything after 60. It's not about fads, not about magic pills. It's about what your body starts missing, silently, gradually, but deeply. And today, we're diving into the 7 most essential nutrients for aging strong, not just to live longer, but to live better. Because getting older doesn't mean getting weaker. It just means being smarter about what your body needs. Number 1, vitamin B12, the nervous system's guardian. Think of B12 as your brain's electrical wiring expert. It helps build and protect the myelin sheath, the protective layer around your nerves that keeps signals moving quickly and clearly. When B12 is low, you may feel like your mind is buffering. Memory slips, brain fog creeps in, and emotional resilience begins to wobble. You might feel heavier, not physically, but mentally, tired, yet restless. The kicker: after age 60, our stomach acid decreases, making it harder to absorb B12 from food. And common medications like antacids or metformin make it worse. Many people eat well, but remain deficient. Take, for example, Miss Lorraine, a 67-year-old school teacher who thought her forgetfulness and fatigue were just old age. A simple B12 test revealed deficiency. After 3 months of supplementation, she felt mentally sharper and had more energy to play with her grandkids. In Japan, seniors over 60 often get their B12 checked yearly, even without symptoms. Why? Because once nerve damage happens, it's hard to undo. Sources: eggs, meat, dairy, fortified foods, or high-absorption supplements. Pro tip: try sublingual B12 or methylcobalamin. Easier to absorb, especially as you age. And for plant-based eaters, it's a non-negotiable. Number 2, vitamin D3, the master hormone. Vitamin D3 isn't just about bones. It's a master regulator, impacting immune health, inflammation, calcium metabolism, and even mood. Many older adults spend more time indoors, and even when they do get sun, aging skin produces less D3. That's why even in sunny states like Florida or California, seniors can be deficient. What happens when D3 runs low? Muscles weaken, bones lose density, mood sinks, and neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt, declines. In one case, Mr. Harold, 72, experienced frequent falls and depression despite staying active. Blood tests showed low D3. With guided supplementation, both his balance and mood improved dramatically. Low D3 is linked to depression, falls, fractures, and even cognitive decline. In Japan, it's considered essential, checked regularly like blood pressure. Because without D3, your body struggles to repair and protect itself. Best sources: sunlight, fatty fish,
egg yolks, and high-quality D3 supplements, especially D3 combined with K2. Did you know one 15-minute walk in early morning sunlight can activate your D3 system, but in winter or with darker skin, you may still need help from supplements? Reflection. Are you relying solely on sunlight, or have you ever checked your D3 levels? Number 3. Vitamin K2, the calcium traffic controller. You've heard calcium is good for bones, but what most people don't know is that without K2, calcium can end up in all the wrong places, like your arteries, joints, and organs. K2 directs calcium to the right destinations, into bones and teeth, and away from arteries and soft tissues. Without enough K2, calcium causes chaos, stiffening joints, hardening arteries, and starving brain cells of oxygen. Compare two seniors on calcium supplements, one with K2, one without. The former strengthens bones, the latter risks arterial buildup. In Japan, fermented foods like natto are rich in K2, which may explain their lower rates of osteoporosis and heart disease. Western diets? Not so much. Symptoms of deficiency may be invisible at first until a fracture or heart scan reveals the silent buildup. Pair K2 with D3 for best results. Think of them as teammates. One opens the door, D3, the other tells calcium where to go. Tip: look for MK7 form of K2. It stays in your body longer and works more efficiently. Number 4. Magnesium, the body's quiet stabilizer. If your body were an orchestra, magnesium would be the conductor, quietly guiding over 300 biochemical reactions, from nerve firing to blood sugar regulation. Yet it's one of the most common deficiencies in adults over 60. Why? Soil depletion, aging kidneys, medications like diuretics, and the shift to processed foods. Signs are sneaky: insomnia, tight shoulders, eye twitches, anxiety, or poor memory. It can make arthritis worse, increase blood pressure, and even raise diabetes risk. Take Mrs. Glenn, 74, who struggled with muscle cramps and poor sleep. After adding magnesium-rich foods and a nightly magnesium glycinate supplement, she began sleeping through the night and reported fewer aches. In Japan, mineral-rich diets like those with seaweed, sesame, tofu, and leafy greens help seniors stay resilient. Magnesium baths and low-dose supplements are common tools for recovery. Ask yourself, when was the last time you slept through the night or woke up without tightness? Sometimes it's not stress, it's a magnesium whisper. Try this: magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate for better sleep and cognitive function. Epsom salt baths can also provide soothing topical relief. Number 5. Omega-3s, brain oil and inflammation fighter. Your brain is 60% fat, and omega-3s, specifically DHA and EPA, are the fats it's craving. These fatty acids reduce inflammation, protect neurons, and keep thoughts fluid and emotions steady. They're also cardioprotective, helping regulate blood pressure and reducing arterial stiffness. In a small study from Okinawa, seniors with the highest blood levels of DHA had better memory retention and lower incidence of depression. The problem: Western diets are overflowing with omega-6 fats from seed oils and lack omega-3s. That imbalance ignites chronic inflammation. In coastal Japan, where fish is a staple, cognitive decline and heart disease have historically been lower. But that's changing as younger generations shift away from traditional diets. If you rarely eat fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel, or if you're vegetarian, supplementing with high-quality omega-3s is crucial. Look for products with both DHA and EPA. Remember, you don't just survive with omega-3s, you thrive. Smart strategy: aim for 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams daily of combined DHA and EPA, and always choose a mercury-free triglyceride form for best absorption. Number 6. Choline, memory fuel and liver ally. Choline often flies under the radar, but it's absolutely essential, especially for brain health. It helps your body produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter key to memory, focus, and movement. It also plays a crucial role in detoxifying the liver and managing fat metabolism. As we age, our natural production declines while our needs increase. Deficiency in choline can lead to memory loss, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and a foggy sense of identity. This is especially critical for women post-menopause and those who avoid eggs or organ meats. Consider James, 69, who noticed trouble recalling names and felt mentally slower. After incorporating eggs, broccoli, and a choline supplement into his diet, he noticed a sharp improvement in recall and overall mood. Top sources: egg yolks, liver, soybeans, salmon, cauliflower. Note: vegetarians may need supplementation, as plant sources tend to be low in choline. Number 7. Coenzyme Q10, cellular energy spark plug. CoQ10 is a vitamin-like compound that helps cells produce energy, especially in high-demand organs like the heart and brain. As we age, levels naturally decline. Add to that the common use of statin medications, which can further deplete CoQ10, and it's no wonder fatigue becomes a common complaint. Symptoms of low CoQ10 include chronic tiredness, muscle weakness, memory issues, and in some cases, heart rhythm irregularities. Mr. Raymond, 75, began experiencing daily fatigue despite good sleep. After introducing a CoQ10 supplement and more oily fish and olive oil to his meals, his energy levels rebounded noticeably. Where to find it? Organ meats like liver and heart, sardines, mackerel, and extra virgin olive oil. Supplements in the ubiquinol form are best absorbed for those over 60.
Mental stimulation plus dim light, subtle brain imbalance. There's something many older adults do in the evening that seems perfectly reasonable. They use that quiet time to clear their minds. A few emails to read, bills to sort, maybe an article or two to catch up on. Nothing too heavy, just light mental tasks. And usually it's done under a soft yellow lamp, in a silent room just before bed. It feels productive, like you're wrapping up the day. But here's the catch. Your brain is getting two opposite signals at the same time. The prefrontal cortex, the brain's command center, is being lit up with logic and focus. But the dim lighting and quiet surroundings are whispering, it's time to wind down. So what happens? You might fall asleep, but your sleep doesn't go deep. It stays fragmented, light, restless. And in the morning, you wake up feeling foggy, flat, like you didn't fully recover. In Japanese culture, there's a word for this, yoin. It means the emotional residue that lingers long after an event. If your yoin is stress, overthinking, or tension, your brain carries it into sleep. And instead of healing, it keeps working, quietly, tirelessly. I once met a retired teacher in her late 70s who'd lost her husband. Evenings became her time to feel in control, she said. She would read letters, organize files, plan doctor visits until sleep took over. But gradually, she began to feel exhausted, as if her mind never truly stopped. Dr. Kenji Yamato gently suggested a shift. Move those cognitive tasks to the morning. Let the evening be soft. Not a time to do, but a time to undo. She started journaling instead, played soft music, lit a candle, wrote one line of poetry each night. And within 10 days, she said something I'll never forget. I'm not just sleeping better, I'm dreaming again, light, kind dreams. That's what happens when the brain stops defending and finally starts healing. We just explored how overthinking at night, especially in dim, quiet settings, can confuse the brain and fragment our sleep.
But not everyone ends their day buried in papers or caught up in tasks. For many, especially those living alone, the problem isn't too much stimulation. It's the opposite. No lists to check, no emails to answer, just stillness. A kind of silence that's deeper than quiet because nothing is happening and no one is there. And that's when something subtle but powerful can set in. Loneliness. Not just emotional, but sensory. No music, no warmth, no soft light, no meaningful touch, no sense that someone else shares this space with you. We often think rest means silence, but when silence comes without any signals of comfort or connection, it can feel more like emotional disappearance than healing. So now, let's move into dangerous combination number 3, where the issue isn't what you're doing too much of, but what's quietly missing.
Let's pause for a moment. Everything we've shared today leads to one quiet but powerful truth. Many people aren't aging, they're fading because of silent malnutrition. A 2021 review in the journal Nutrients showed something remarkable. When older adults corrected deficiencies in vitamin B12, D3, and omega-3s, their memory improved, muscles strengthened, and inflammation dropped significantly. Not with drugs, not with surgery, but with nutrients their bodies had been quietly missing. And yet, the human mind has a strange way of normalizing decline. You lose a little balance, and you say, "Oh, I'm just getting older." You forget a word, and you laugh it off. You feel more tired, and you blame the weather. But the truth is, these small signs are the body whispering, and if we ignore the whispers, one day they become roars. That's why this conversation matters. Because if you're over 60 and feel like you're losing your edge, it may not be age. It may be a fixable gap in nourishment. In Japan, the philosophy isn't to wait for disease. It's to protect the foundation early, to listen when the body speaks softly, not just when it screams. So here's our message to you. It is never too late to nourish life. Whether you're 60, 70, or 85, your strength isn't gone. It's resting. And when given the right support, it can return. Take a small step. Get your nutrient levels checked. Rebuild from the inside out. Because the future you want begins with what you feed your body today. And as Dr. Kenji Yamato often says, a long life is not built in hospitals. It's built in kitchens, gardens, and quiet decisions made every morning.